Hello again. Thank you for joining me again. Subscribe, please. I really appreciate it. And that's going to help me build this channel up so much. And it may not seem much to you, but it's a lot to me. And I really appreciate it. It'll also help you get notifications of new videos that I post. So that'll be fun, hopefully. And you can block it if you want to as well. Don't worry. Yeah. This one, you can't tell I'm excited at all, right? But I'm partially excited because the neighbor stopped leaf blowing, so you don't have to hear that in the background. But you get my fire in the background. You can tell I'm green screened on it though, because I recorded this last night, and boy, did that thing not want to burn at all. That's what happens with wet fall weather here, but it's beautiful. Even though it's wet outside, the leaves are everywhere. You can see some of them on my yard back there, walking around in the leaves with them crunching under your feet, smell of the fire and the chill in the air. It's a magical time of the year for me, and I absolutely love it. So I get to talk about a lot of really entertaining monsters at this time of year. This is the first year. This is 2020, of course, when I'm recording this. So there's not a whole lot of personal contact that anybody's doing with anything these days, of course. Hopefully that'll change. We'll get through this. But last year we had a storytelling night that I co-hosted, and we were telling a whole lot of monster stories, but this is always fun to go and develop into personal ghost stories and things like that around blue lights and such. It can be really entertaining. So that's what I'm kind of pulling on for today. I'm doing all these videos. But this video, however, I'll finally settle down and actually get to it because I'm excited and talking about other stuff. But this video is introducing you to a very unique monster, one of my favorites. It's got to be at least top 5, probably number 1 of my favorite monsters from the United States. This is the Snallygaster. Good luck. Oh my God. The subtitles actually got it. Look at that. Wow. So that's an unusual development. But it probably means that it's finally becoming a much more popular creature than it had been in the past. And that's even more exciting for me. So what is this thing? Well, I'm not going to tell you a story. But I will tell you that a Snallygaster is one of the most bizarrely hodgepodged creatures that I have had the pleasure of reading reports about. It is something that was reported back in the 1800s and then a little bit into the 1900s too. But it's a very bizarre creature that has had a bit of talk about it being potentially a racist, keep the slaves in place kind of thing. Though, interestingly enough, the reading that I've done trying to learn more about it has very little evidence of that being the actual function of it, but it might have been kind of a second-hand function. So it's a problematic thing to deal with any kind of monsters and scary things, especially from the terrible history that we've had as people. But because it isn't so dramatically, this is what it's all about, it's entertaining to see what they actually did with this creature. So, what is a Snallygaster? Well, the Snallygaster seems to have been predominantly reported as only one creature. It's from the Frederick County, Maryland, by the way. And it seems to have lived, or does live perhaps, in a mountain or mountain range really close by in that area. But it's a flying creature. It has large, big wings, beak, feathers, but also scales, they talk about sometimes. Sometimes it's talked about having hooves. Sometimes it has big claws. a lot of times that talks about teeth and even talks about tentacles that come out from its mouth. So this is some bizarre stuff here. We're talking really weird, but it's big enough to be able to carry off a full-grown man and potentially, very likely, kill him and eat him or something. But very big. It picked up really big other kinds of objects that they report frequently. This thing swooping down and grabbing large things and taking them away. It's a bizarre creature, to say the least. Some of the stories talk about it having an egg that it laid somewhere out into the mountains that somebody had reported but not done anything about it, apparently. Some even theorized that the egg hatched to become another monster that is really weirdly combined with the Snallygaster's stories, but more frequently becomes like a Bigfoot story. So I guess this bird lizard tentacled thing birthed a Bigfoot thing, apparently. I don't know how this is supposed to work, but that's how newspaper reports work sometimes. It's a lot more about fantastical than it is about logical. But it is a bizarre creature that had bouts of reports throughout several decades, for quite a long time, actually. And you still see quite a lot of entertaining interest in this creature from that area. I still need to go visit myself in person, but I'm really looking forward to that once I can safely travel a little better again. But boy, this is one of the weirdest creatures that the United States has created. It is bizarre, and it was my pleasure to sculpt it. Oh yes, that's right. I just finished sculpting this creature. And one of the series of videos that you're going to see on this channel is a whole lot of hours of video watching me slowly making this thing, making as fast as I can, but it takes a heck of a lot of time and a heck of a lot of work to create these sculptures. So hopefully you'll join me for some of that as well. I'm really excited about it. It's really entertaining, and I love how the thing turned out. It is not easy to take photographs of and show in a good... You can't just take one good shot of this thing, unfortunately, and make it really look right. But that's kind of an entertaining thing, and I love it as an in-person display in galleries, because that really invites viewers to look at it from all sorts of different angles. But it's really hard to take and show photos of. Still, I'll share that kind of thing with people as we go, and I'm stammering because it's super exciting, and I really don't have much else to talk about. I really should start recording more things and then posting that so you can actually indulge in looking at the process, as I mentioned. Again, thank you for subscribing. I won't be quite so babbly in these videos often, because I'll probably just be showing you me making things most frequently. But it's Halloween, so I'm going to talk about monsters for a while as the embers die behind me. So, thanks again. I really appreciate you joining me. See you soon.